Hello, hello. I'm Talien Trevere. Welcome to this week's Speedpaint Sunday. So this week we have a round two, which means we'll be giving another hour to this older piece. So this one was originally Speedpaint 14, and I've always hated it. I don't even know why it came out so bad. I don't know. Somehow it didn't go right. I think the main issue is the complete lack of any texture on any of this foreground stuff. Like this grass and this path here and whatnot are just like flat blobs of color. And they really like don't read as grass. They just read as blobs of color to me. And hello, Otis Buns. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I really don't like this one. um, so I've been kind of giving it a look and trying to see what we could fix here. And I do think there are some places where like the actual placement of things is a little bit off, but I don't want to spend too much time doing that just because that would require just redrawing things. And that would spend a lot of time that we could potentially use on other things. Maybe I might move some things here and there, like I don't know, this tree here is placed a little weirdly, and this bridge is like, for instance, the edge of the bridge should be around here. You can see how far off that is. Okay, yeah, maybe I will move that, to be honest. But yeah, there's also a lot of colors that we need to fix, and obviously detail to add. Um, yeah, there's so much off here. This building, I remember I was really scared of doing that building, and I kind of left it till the last minute, and then I didn't really have time to choose the colors properly, which is why everything's just green. Um, we can definitely fix that. Honestly, I think the shapes of it look pretty decent. I just made it all green because I didn't have time. Um, yeah, I don't know. There's just everything is wrong. I don't like it at all. Also YouTube is showing a yellow status. I hope it's okay. I'm getting a lot of dropped frames. Hang on. Hmm. My internet is not down or anything. Gonna give that a second to see if it resolves itself. Hmm. Hang on. I don't usually do this right in the middle of the stream, but I am bringing up Task Manager to help me see what's going on here. Something is weird. I think I'm gonna close some tabs. There's some hiccups happening now and again. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna close some tabs. All right. Here, let me close one more window. I don't have like a crazy amount of tabs up, but okay. Hopefully that should be better. I do think the rendering lag is at least going down, but I am still, I think, having some network issues, which unfortunately that I can't really do anything about. But I think this is as much as I can really do. All right, the YouTube warning did go away, so hopefully it's all right. All right. Also, by the way, I know I've been talking a lot about how I need a thicker oil paintbrush, so I have a thick oil paintbrush now. We'll see how well it works. Maybe we'll adjust its settings a little bit more. Okay, where do we want to start on this? There's just so much that I want to fix. I think we might just kind of start from the back and work our way up. I definitely want to make some adjustments to these rocks back here. Let's see. And like the placement of these rocks is also like all wonky. So like the shadows need to get much more blue, and then the the highlights are actually like too yellow. Those need to be more of like a warmer tone. So, I don't even know where to start. Oh boy, and I am getting some lag. I might just turn off VTube Studio too. What kind of color do I want on that? We need something darker, I think. Okay, yeah, I'm turning off VTube Studio. We're going invisible. I'm just having some performance issues today, so hopefully this will help with that. I really want to just adjust some of these bits and bobs. That's not placed quite right, but whatever. It's better. It's better than it used to be. I feel like that's already like so much better. That's crazy. Just doing that helps so much. Something like that, maybe a little bit on this part of the wall too. Okay, then for the highlights, I'll get something like this maybe. Let's keep our previous color here so we can swap between them as needed. Oh my gosh, I meant to actually paint with this color though. Oops. Oh, yellow status again. And here, this is what I meant by switching between them. We can just kind of do a bit of each. Let's actually go a little bit more intense with that. And I'm actually going to go in with the oil paintbrush. Make these a little bit thicker. Actually, for those highlights, I need to go lighter. Is it time to test out our thick paintbrush? You know what? Let's give it a whirl. Get our thick paint out. That is actually quite nice. It's maybe a little bit too much, but obviously that'll be for, you know, my discretion. I can choose when to use which one. For some things, this one will be better. For other things, it will not. Okay, that's helping. We also have some Some of these in here. Oh man, this whole area is just, it got so wonky. Let's get back this color we had before and try to put a little bit of that in here. To just bring this rock down here. Oh man, this whole place is, oh my gosh, no, this is like, everything's like on the wrong layer. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna put that on this layer then. I feel like that's gonna mess everything up. Yeah, we need a different color for that then. Yeah, so you can see where this like placement of everything is really off, because like there's these rocks here that overlap with this rock here in the foreground. And you can see that my foreground rock is like completely far away from any of this. I think I need to bring all of this green stuff like way down. So like this line here is about at the halfway point. So that would be like there. And then, yeah, these rocks and stuff should go down to about here. What kind of color do we make these? Is the question. And we want them to some extent to blend in with this, even though I'm doing them on two separate layers. That's gonna make it awkward. Oh well. Let's, I guess, fix the green bits too while we're here. I could just try to color pick that green, but I feel like in general I try to avoid color picking in these challenges. There isn't really any need to, but this is kind of what I do, I guess. Oh boy. This is completely in the wrong place. Let's just get rid of it, whatever. I think this is not quite what the color that I want here. This is probably going to be too bright. It's actually needs to go a little bit lighter, I think. Whatever, good enough. I think that'll do. We'll do that, and then we can get some darker bits in like here. Maybe go more towards the blue side. Whoops. I'm gonna turn off the tree layers just so that I can see what's underneath them. This bridge is on the same layer. I think I am just gonna move it. It's completely in the wrong place. I hate it. So like the shadows under the bridge will go like here. Even then I feel like I would need to move it back even further than that. Like there. And then the bridge itself, let's put that, let's get that a color first. What kind of color is that? It's pretty pale. Let's get our thick brush on that. Just go all the way out to like there. I think we're gonna need to go even lighter on the color. Should I just go with white? I hate using white. Though honestly, I probably shouldn't. Let's give it some bluish over here. Okay, that's better on that, I think. Let's give it a little bit of blue in down here. And then whatever the heck is going on over here. So like that's the shadow there. And then the yeah, the bridge goes to there somewhere. And let's get a little bit of the tree roots and whatever. So those should line up about with the start of that whatchamacallit, the shadow. And this is also a separate layer, right? Yeah. So many layers going on here. I feel like these days I often do these just on like one layer. Oops. Okay, I think that's enough for that. Let's see. Let's see. Can I just fix this real fast? What is this shape doing? Right, I'd wanted to fix up this area, but then I kind of got distracted with other stuff. Honestly, it's not super important, so maybe I shouldn't focus too much on it. I think one thing I do need to focus on is this, like, the actual city. And I definitely need to put some more time into the foreground stuff, because that's the main thing that I was complaining about, I know. Okay, so let's get some of our I think we were using like this blue color for the shadows, and I think we need to get more of that in more places. Whoa. Why is that? I guess it's just the thick paint was too thick. We definitely need some more shadows in there. Why is this going on so thick? I guess it's just a really intense color. I should be careful with it. Maybe I should actually swap it for a color that makes more sense here. Yeah, I think I might. Let's see. I do think I want to do something bluish. So here I actually want to take this and maybe even go with my extra thick and define these like stairs. But the actual stair bits are, it's like way too intense. Okay, we have this kind of stuff going on. We can try to put some shadows and stuff on the various bits and bobs. Maybe this color for the darker parts to shade some of the walls. That's like too saturated. Nope. Oh boy. That's not at all what I want. Maybe put a little bit of that in here though. Although that should be more of the blue, I think. Ah. I can't even tell what all this stuff was supposed to be. But I do want to get some more greens and stuff in there. Let's see, how do we do the greens? I think we definitely need like a lighter green for the highlights. We're really missing that. And by green, it's sort of like a teal color. This is probably going to be too intense, but if I'm careful with it, maybe it will be okay. Let's save that super bright one for super bright parts. I can't tell like what's attached to what over here, so I might just put this color on like random places. Gosh. There's like some sort of tower thing back here that I think I was trying to put in before, but it just kind of looked funky. Let's get back some of the super bright one and put that on the tower thing, I think, and on whatever bit of roof is like sticking out over here. Like really trying to look closely at what's what color. That's something, I guess. It's better than before. I do think some of the other like wall colors need to be figured out a little bit better. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's looking somewhat better. It still looks really weird. I think we might also need to lower this a little bit. I'm just trying to figure out which color to put where. There's so many. Are we ready to go for the foreground stuff? Probably. I probably should fix up whatever the heck was happening here, though. And like the shadows of this bridge and stuff. I think they still look kind of funny. Let's see what we can do with this too. All right, we've got that. I would love to fix up this stuff too. I think the next thing I'm gonna do is go for the foreground bits. So let's start with a nice dark color for that. Let's get some depth in these greens. So this is like the shadow of the tree. Well, I guess it's partly the shadow of the rock too, but whoops. That's already just so much better. Oh my god, I can't believe how much difference that makes. Now this color might be a little bit too intense for the foreground bits here, but I think it'll do. And then this part, let's see. Let's, no, we need to go darker. Let's get some like shadow colors in here too. I think this actually sticks out way too far, but maybe it's okay. No, that's way too yellow. This is turning out weird. I feel like it's turning out a little bit weird. Mostly in that the division between the rock and the grass is not kept very well. But that's not a huge deal, to be honest. It's whatever. Okay, so there's that. There's let's get some greens that are a little bit more yellowy. Here. We can try to get some of these rocks in there too. Actually, I think this will do for the rocks. Kind of putting in the shadows of these trees and stuff too while we're here. This is all one layer, right? Yeah. Um, let's see. What else? I do want to fix up this. We want to put that lighter. Oops. Careful with the bridge there. Okay, there's this stuff. What else? What else? I guess just keep working our way kind of back here. Do you want to use one of these? Am I on the wrong layer? I am. I want to be on this layer. I actually want to be... here, and then we want to get some nice nice yellowy colors in some places too. Dang, I'm actually pretty impressed with how quickly I'm relatively matching these colors. This usually takes me forever. But here we go, we're kind of getting there with the colors. I do want to get a little bit more green on some of these. All right. Let's take a look at where... Okay, I think these trees are like relatively okay. These I might fix up later, but the thing that I wanted to check was actually the trees' shadows, and I think we're good to go with putting some of these grass, shadow grass. Of course, we want to have some grass bits that are not in the shadow too, just to, you know, make it clear that there is other grass. Okay, we've got grass going. I wanted to fix up this stuff too. Let's see. Let's get ourselves like a lighter sort of earthy color to make some patchiness in here. And then also, do we want to use this sort of brown? No, I think we want more, something browner. Even that's probably could do with some more. Okay. Is that good enough for the road here? Let's maybe put a little bit of that in the other places too, so this doesn't get too lost. I would definitely like to spend some time on this bit. You know what? I want to open up the old file. Where's the old file? I think I had it up somewhere. I just want to compare real quick, just to see how far we've already gone. Oh my gosh. Look at that, gorgeous. I mean, I did turn off the tree layer, but we'll bring that back probably. I do want to add in those rocks a little bit better. Might need our thick brush for this. Let's give that a try. Okay, not too bad. All right, what else? What else do we need to do? This needs a lot of work. I mean, this color is just ridiculous. What even is that? Oops. Is that the right layer? It is the right layer. Um, let's see. More of those blue shadows in here. Oh boy. It's not the right color, but it's what I'm using now for some reason. Maybe grab like one of these or something. What color do we make this? This is like an interesting color combination. It has like reds and greens and stuff. It's pretty cool. So let's go in with some of those reddish shadows. I do think I had them in here pretty decently before. That's not looking right, but I think it just needs some more iteration. This is I feel like it needs to be more even like a purpley color. And I know I'm kind of getting rid of all the highlights right now, but I'm putting them back later. Don't worry about it. They'll be back. And how do we like I do think I overdid it a little bit on the blues and probably on the reds too. But I think if we start bringing back some highlights to this, it's going to help. This feels like the wrong color for these highlights. I think it should be more blue. No, that's not it. Gosh, I might actually just go in with like, I think that'll be okay. It came out pretty funny looking, but I do think it's better than the original. So if we look between these, there's definitely a difference, huh? Um, okay. Okay. We have about 15 minutes left. What do we want to do with those last 15 minutes? We can also check our values real quick. I feel like the city in particular is really lacking in contrast, but it's so hard to figure out what the heck is even going on in there. Meanwhile, I think this bit maybe ended up with too much contrast. Um, I do probably want to finish fixing whatever the heck is going on over here. But man, just look at the difference there. Man, this is kind of blowing me away. Hmm. I'm almost wondering if I want to redraw these trees entirely, because they do look kind of bad. What do I want to focus on? That's the question. I think we can try to add a little bit of something something in the city. There's like a whole bunch of stuff in the city that stretches out to here too that I just don't really have. And there's like little red bits and stuff. Oh gosh, there's just so much going on in there. Whoa. Um, let's see what we can do with this, I think. What layer even is that on? This layer. Um, maybe some of this. some of these tree roots or whatever coming out here. This color like doesn't look right for that, but we still have time to adjust it. I do think this part of the rocks being such a different color from this part makes it look super weird, but I don't know how, I don't know if I really have time to fix it. I'll try. Just make it more blue/green. Let's, whoops. How do we shade these tree roots? All right, that's maybe as good as it's gonna get. I think I will at least redraw. I really want to redraw this tree in particular. Also, I realized I should probably add some more blue stuff into these ones. What layer is that? What layer is that? The heck? This layer. Like here. Okay. That's yeah, I think I do want to put some more depth in here in general. Or let's get the thick brush out for that. Okay, good enough for that, I think. Let's do the trees, I guess. I think I'm actually gonna just like take these trees and just, oops, just like move them over. Ah! Wrong layer. Wrong layer. This is the tree layer, I think. Yeah, I think that's better. Though let's Let's put some stuff just to make the trees blend in better. Oops. That's not the right color. Yeah, there's like this bush over here. And there's like rocks over there. Okay, whatever. Just a little something to blend the trees in a bit better and make them not stand out quite so much. Whatever. Now, let's see. You know what? Screw it. We can redraw that. Let's just try to get the right color, though. Ah. The annoying thing about these trees all being on the same layer is that now they blend into each other. Whoops. Not intentional. Yeah, I really should have tried to put things on different layers a little bit better. But you guys know I never do that. I think I want to try to put some more like, okay, first of all, this tree up here needs a little bit more of a highlight. And these probably do too. But also, I want to take them a little bit greener. Maybe with this brush though. Okay, now let's we can get some of this for that. Okay, cool. We can maybe get some of that more brownish color in these ones too. I think that would look nice. Maybe go with the dense watercolor to make it blend in a little bit better. I really want to fix up the colors of the leaves as well. Let me just fix that gap back there real quick though. It's bothering me. Just Let's not leave gaps. Okay. Leaf colors. I think that's probably going to be the last thing that we have time for. Get some shadows with the blues. I mean, not blue, but, you know, some bluer tones. Could give yourself a few extra minutes for the technical difficulties earlier. Honestly, they weren't even... The technical difficulties weren't even that bad. I think we're fine. I think we can do it. These leaves have definitely all kind of combined into each other, so it's a little bit tricky to figure out what to place where, but I think I can manage. Let's get some nice bright greens for some of these. Oh boy, they really have like blended all together. I don't even know what to do where. Something like that, and then go lighter for some of the, whoa, that's maybe too much. Let's go with the other brush for that, I think. Yeah, I think this tree ended up being too long. It should probably have ended around here instead of out there, but whatever. That's not a huge deal. Okay, and then let's just get a little bit of yellow and on some of the tips of these. It's still, I hate how the leaves look, but whatever. I don't have time. Well, they probably look better than the original. I don't know. Those leaves are pretty ugly, but I think maybe what we can do to potentially help is to like define them a little bit better is just carve out a little bit of space in between so that they actually look like distinct shapes. And there's like a leaf back here too. Whatever. I think I'm gonna leave the trees as is. They're not perfect, but they'll do. I guess we are technically at time. I don't know if we want to do any last second adjustments. Honestly, I think this looks fine. It's still maybe not the best, but it is a massive step up from the previous version, let me tell you. Look at that. Before and after. Not too shabby. Honestly, like, just not even necessarily putting in grass, but just putting more depth and texture in these foreground grass parts changed it so much. Yeah, the grass texture at the forefront helps a lot. Yeah. It's so different. That was really one of my main gripes with this original one. I have no idea what happened. I feel like I just ran out of time on every aspect of this one. What the heck did I spend my time on? I don't know. I don't know what happened here. I think I was spending time picking out the colors because there is some like weird color stuff going on in here. Like these rocks with the blues and reds are kind of nuts. But yeah, there we go. Big, big difference. Like the rocks back there look so much more defined. These rocks obviously look a lot more defined too, although I'm still not totally happy with how I shaded them, but yeah, it gives the context that the other's also grass, so it means that with just some basic texture work, it looks better by association. Yeah. Yeah. When it comes to details like, you know, the specific blades of grass, that it's obviously not practical to draw every blade of grass, so you just kind of have to strategically put them in the places that they're most prominent. But yeah, look at that. This is probably one of my least favorite in the history of speed paints. So I'm really glad to do it a little bit more justice. Whew. Nice. All right. Well, thank you for coming. Schedules going forward are maybe going to be a little bit wonky. There's no Tuesday stream next week and probably no speed paint either, so it's just going to be Thursday. And then the week after that is also potentially going to be weird. So, you know, I'll keep you guys posted on schedule changes. Anyway, thank you for coming. I hope you had fun. Yeah, look at that. So I redeemed myself from way back when. When did I even do this one? Hang on, let me see if I can check. Looking forward to Thursday. Yeah, I'm very excited for it. When even was 14? That was January 2024, apparently. Really? That's wild. That was like over 2 years ago. What? God damn. Time really flies, huh? All right, well. Yeah, it's been a while. I've been doing these for a while. This is number 74. Speed Paint 74. We're almost to 75, and then we'll be 3/4 of the way to 100. Isn't that insane? I can't believe that. All right. Anyway, I hope you had fun. Let's I just noticed, I think even with me trying to push this all the way to the left, I think it's still not enough. Because like this one ends around here, so it should be like should end like around there. Anyway, enough of me rambling. I'll see you guys whenever. Thursday or the week after or whoever the heck is gonna be watching whatever. Anyway, have a good rest of your day. I'll see you later. Bye. This looks like the game Sea of Thieves. It is not. It is from Genshin Impact, actually. Anyway, I'm ending the stream, but thank you for dropping by. I hope you had fun. All right. Actually, the end. Bye.